Hello and welcome to my new channel. This is my first video of my Valencia 330 challenge for 2025. On December the 7th this year, I will be in Spain running the Valencia Marathon, which actually means I will be in Spain twice in 2025. And Spain's a country I've never been to. In June, I will be in Barcelona celebrating the wedding of a very close friend, and we are so much looking forward to that. I wanted to document this journey to Valencia to help others who may be thinking, I could never do that. I could never run that far. And trust me, I really never thought I could either. But now, having run even 2 marathons, both in 2017, I actually vowed never to run a marathon again, but here we are. And it won't be a perfect journey. I'll make mistakes, I'll miss sessions, I'll learn a hell of a lot about running, about the discipline of running, and probably a lot about myself. So who am I? My name is Bill Wallace, I live in Perth, Western Australia, and I am 62 in April. Here's a little bit of my running history and see if you can relate. I actually started running in 2008 when I noticed that my belt buckle was facing the floor. And I'm sure you'll get that, but basically it means I had to lose a stack of weight. I thought running would be easy. I mean, it's just a shirt, shorts and shoes and you're out the door. A friend of mine even said, look, just start off by running a minute, walking a minute, running a minute, walking a minute. I'm so sure. How hard could that be? Well, actually, for me, bloody hard. I couldn't even do that. And I'm not joking. I could not run a minute without having to stop and walk. So I ran to a light pole, which is about 20, 30 meters maybe. And then I would walk to the next light pole and I'd run to a light pole and I'd walk to the next light pole. And I'd just go out away from the house and then I would come back, try and do the same thing, which equated to about 4 kilometers. And so I guess 2 kilometers of walking and 2 kilometers of staggering, running, whatever you want to call it. But I do remember coming home one night, very proudly, and announcing to my wife, I just ran 2 light poles. And whilst that sounds dumb and stupid, back then, that was an achievement. So a bit more history. I did my first city to surf 12 kilometers in 2008 in a time of 1 hour and 4 minutes. And then I joined Parkrun, which really got the bug going in 2016. It was great to be able to turn up on a Saturday morning, 8 o'clock for a free timed run every single week. And we're lucky enough in Australia that apart from the pandemic, there was nothing to stop us doing that. I've now completed 306, and had I not forgotten my barcode on a few occasions, and of course COVID, it'd be a lot higher than that. I ran my first marathon in 2017, which kind of went to plan in that I finished, that was the first goal, and secondly finished within 4 hours and 30 minutes by running it in 4 hours and 27 minutes. So that was great. My second marathon, and my only other marathon, was only in June later that year, and it was a train wreck. I ran it in 4 hours and 45 minutes because I thought that my training for the first marathon would stand me in good stead for the second marathon. No, it did not do that. In fact, probably for the last 10 or 12 kilometers, I must have looked like I was a hunchback of Notre Dame, staggering through, trying to find my way to the finish line. And yet, now here we are, 17 years later, after that first light pole stagger, and I'm planning my third marathon, which I've heard in Valencia is one of the best and most vibrant marathons to participate in. So I really cannot wait for December to come. But why Valencia 330? Well, it's just 3 hours and 30 minutes, and it's not really that scientific. As I mentioned, my best time for a marathon in 2017 was 4 hours and 27 minutes. And if I'm traveling halfway around the world and I'm going to be training for it, and I just wanted a target to focus on and something challenging. So I posted a question to the Running Channel Club, and I'll put a link in the description for that, about how to run a really, really, really fast marathon. And someone pointed me to a site with these numbers. So for a 60-year-old, an elite time is 3 hours 27. For a 65-year-old, it's 3 hours 38. I'll be smack in the middle, or I am smack in the middle. So 3:30 it is. And you may be asking yourself the question, well, why does it have to be elite? Why can't it be elite? Well, we'll give it a crack. So what does it mean? Well, just run faster. And yes, obviously I need to do that, but I need to be fitter and I need to be leaner. Even though I've lost all of that weight from 2008 and my belt buckle no longer points to the floor, I've still got some weight to lose. And this time, there's no winging it. I need to look at my diet, both for general health, because I mentioned those genetic conditions earlier, which again we'll talk about later in other videos. And I also need it for fuel. What's going to fuel me up to run at my best and do my training as best as I possibly can. I now have a running coach and have already learned a lot, and there's a lot more to go. And just to add to the intrigue, I think I mentioned this before, but if I didn't, I have some genetic conditions which may well play a part in my training. And I'll talk about them in later videos. And they are not small genetic conditions. But I am determined to go at 3 hours and 30 or below if I can. So this is just a start. I hope to inspire some of you along the way. I hope in the comments you'll inspire me to go harder, go better, and achieve my goal of 3 hours 30. If you're in my age bracket or close to it and you've been there, you've done that, and you proudly wear the t-shirt, please let me know. Please throw in your lessons and what you've learned along the way. I really appreciate that. I'm really keen to learn. And yes, I still work a regular job and I have the usual commitments any normal person does. I'm a normal guy with no clear advantages. Seriously, I'm about as average as Joe gets. I hope you'll follow along. If you're headed to Valencia as well, please let me know. We might be able to catch up for a coffee, or you can be waiting for me at the finish line. All right, see you in the next video. Ciao.